Goals determine outcomes, right? Your goals in your life, for yourself, will determine the outcomes of your life. Something that impacted me greatly a couple of years ago is I saw this meme, right? And it really made me think. And the meme simply says, if you don't know where you want to be in 5 years, you're already there. You have to get serious about your goals. Because if you don't get serious about your goals, you'd be surprised how fast 5 years goes by. And you find yourself in the exact same position you were, hating your life, hating your job, hating what you do, hating where you are. And you had an opportunity over 5 years ago to do something about it and you didn't. That's why you're here right now. That's why you're still sitting there. The good thing about it is you have another 5 years ahead of you. Okay? Goals determine outcomes. What are your goals? Where do you see yourself? What do you want for yourself? Okay? What do you want for yourself? Do you think it's just going to come to you without you having a goal, making a plan, and having some kind of action towards that plan? Or are you just one of those people who are just acting, just doing stuff, but don't have a clearly defined goal? All right? Here's the thing about plans also, and it's important to have a plan, but it's important to understand that most plans are useless. All right? Because as you progress, as your perspective changes, as things change, as you change, right, you will alter those plans. Once again, the goal may never change. The means may be adjusted. Usually it is adjusted. But you have to start with having a goal. What is your goal? All right? And the post I made today tells you about the three most important things that are going to impact your ability to achieve your goal. Number one, the knowledge you acquire. Okay? The books you read, the podcasts you listen to, the trainings and certifications you get, the documentaries you read. How much knowledge are you acquiring? Because in order to be the person you want to be in 5 years, hopefully your goal is big enough, right? You're going to have to grow into that person. The person I want to be in 5 years, I am nowhere near that person right now. I have to grow into that person. I don't have the knowledge. Okay? You're going to have to grow into that person. The only way to grow into that person is to come outside of that comfort zone of yours. Read, listen, watch, think. Get rid of the box. Okay? One of the most beautiful things I understood in life, a few years ago is, people say think outside the box, is when I realized there was no box. I didn't box myself in. That is why I coined the phrase unlimited, unboxed, unlimited, unchained, unrestricted. You can do anything you want. Put your mind to it. The second thing, your associations. Who is it that you're spending time with? Okay. Who is it that you're spending time with? Who is it that you spend the most amount of time with? And you see, here's the beautiful thing. People love to say, oh, I hate this new world, social media, all that stuff like that. Social media is a wonderful thing. I spend time with so many great people every single day. All right? You spend time with people when you sit there and you watch their lives. You guys are spending time with me. We may not be talking, but we are talking. Because I'm talking about stuff and I'm putting things on your mind. The things that I say to you right now are going to resonate with you all day long. You're associating with me. Okay? That's what an association is. You are associating. How many people and who are the people you're associating with the most? Because you see, when you associate with things and people on a higher vibration, it forces you to vibrate higher. When you continue to associate with things on a lower vibration, you will vibrate lower. Your associations. Who are you associating with? Because that will determine your outcome in 5 years. Third, your diet. And like I always tell people, your diet is more than just what you eat. It's what you listen to, it's what you watch, the music, all right? The environment, the total environment in which you create for yourself. Like take, for instance, the diet of a plant. It's the soil, it's the sunlight, it's the water, it's the fertilizer. What is your diet? Your overall self-care, mentally and physically. Okay? I mean, think about this. You know, I sat down and sometimes I just listen to music, right? And sometimes I see some very intelligent people listen to some music and it's like, I'm not even understanding why you're listening to this. And then sometimes those very same people find themselves stuck in situations, stuck in a mindset, right? Because sometimes the things we listen to, they're not congruent with us, okay? And I always talk about congruence. Congruence is when what you believe, what you think, what you say, and what you do all line up, okay? So if I believe, think, say, and do one thing, but I'm listening to things and associating with people and eating things that are totally contrary and then doing things that are totally contrary, I won't be in congruence. Sometimes I will be conflicted. Sometimes I will be out of vibration. Why? Because I'm vibrating this way, but then I have things. It's almost like a thing that has a perfect vibration, right? And then you come and you touch it. The more times you touch it or you hit it with things that are not vibrating the same way, the less fluid the vibration, the less even the vibration, all right? And that is the case with most of the things that people introduce into their lives. I see some very well-meaning people. But how can you think about yourself being great, expansive, on a certain level when, pardon my French, but you know, you listen to music that's just derogatory. Like I remember seeing this young lady who I know she's a smart girl. She carries herself with respect, but she's just there jamming to a song, and in the song there's like, I'm a bitch, I'm a hoe, like, whoa. These are the things you're putting in your diet. These are the things that are being planted in your subconscious. So even though when you think of yourself as a certain way, you have a part of your subconscious that has that music playing in the background telling you all these derogatory things. You're actually holding yourself back. And where is it coming from? Toxic diet. Toxic music. Okay? Toxic food. Alright? Go through your playlist. Detox your playlist. Okay? Detox your playlist. Look at the people you talk to, listen to, right? Are they talking about, or is the person you want to be in 5 years going to want to associate, commiserate, spend time with those people? Because if that person will not, you have two choices. Well, three. Number one, cut them off. Number two, keep there and you'll stay there. Number three, offer them an opportunity to rise with you. Period. Look at your associations. When you get together with your friends, right? When was the last time you guys talked about what's going to be happening in the next 5 years? Because once again, you got to remember that the future does belong to those who prepare for it today. Are you and your friends and your associations preparing for the future, or stuck in the past? Stuck at that party? Stuck talking about those guys, those girls? Stuck talking about materialistic things that fade? Are you stuck engaging in degenerative behavior? Even if it's just degenerative speech pattern. There's something to be said about someone who is educated, but chooses to speak in derogatory, degenerative, broken language in an effort to be cool. What's cool about that? That lets me know what you're thinking. That lets me know that all the derogatory, degenerative things have bled into your background, and it's playing silent music in the back of your brain. Your associations. Okay? Your health. Mental health. All right? And then once again, the knowledge you acquire. I always tell people, look, it's 2022. You know, people always, because it's cool to say it. I read books. That's almost like, in let's say 1850, right? I got a brand new horse and buggy. That's how I get around. It's 2022. I'm not saying you should not read a book, but reading a book is not a badge of honor when there's so many different ways to acquire knowledge in 2022. YouTube, documentaries, Audible. All right. In a few minutes, I can get 20 different experts' viewpoint on a particular topic just with Google. Open your mind. There is no box. You don't have to go in the box of the book. There are many ways to acquire knowledge. I find myself sometimes researching a lot of different things, and just looking at things, and that's how you acquire knowledge, But who you want to be once again in 5 years, the person you want to grow to, will come down to those three things. And I suggest you take a good hard look at those three things and the things around you that influence them negatively and positively. All right? And adjust accordingly. If those things don't coincide with the goals you have for yourself in 5 years, it is my suggestion that if you're serious about attaining those goals, reaching those levels, that either you limit your associations with them, you limit the amount of time you spend with them, or you eliminate them. All right? The amount of time you spend doing those things have impacts on us. It's almost like eating healthy, right? Okay? If you want to truly be healthy, and you got a long way to go, you got 30 days in a month, how many cheat days do you really believe that you can afford? Well, that depends on where you are. All right? If you 2 weeks out from getting your goal, you may be able to afford a cheat day every week, because all you got to do is apply 2 weeks. But if you're currently in a situation that is not good, I don't think you can afford many cheat days if you're really serious about your goal. All right? If you're really serious about your goal, you have to be, once again, you have to be serious. You have to commit it. And most especially, you have to believe that you're worthy of your goal. Okay? A lot of times people don't do that. All right? But if you don't know where you want to be or who you want to be in 5 years, you're already there. And just hearing that is scary. I know it scared me, and I wasn't even somebody who was stuck. I said, well, I need to double down. I need to go ahead and trim some of these things up. Because I'd be damned if I allow myself to be held back by myself. And all those things are things that you control. You do control your associations. You do control your diet. You do control the knowledge you acquire. And very few of those things cost a whole bunch of money. Determination, that's what it costs. And sometimes you might have to put some people down for a while, because you know what? They're not on the same plane as you. They have a different agenda. They may be great people too. Don't think there's nothing wrong with them. But if they're not on the same mission as you, right? So they might have to sit down for a little bit. And you can get up with them when you got a little break or something like that. You give them a little call or something, you associate a little bit, but then you get back to your grind, because your goals for yourself in 5 years are more important than anything else. Okay? Will some people get upset with you? Of course they will. Will some people be disappointed with you? Of course they will. Will you be happy with yourself? Yes. Yes, you will.